But the whole thing is, one of their statements is you can now have the brand sponsor gift subs. So they will pay for your community's gift subs, which is supposed to be money that they would be paying you for doing the sponsored stream. But now it's being split with Twitch because they're doing gift subs for the money, would be the problem. So they're taking 50% of the payment that you should be getting for doing the sponsored stream, which is a stupid idea.
I talked with Billiard a little bit about this recently. I don't know if you guys saw this news. I'll pull up the tweet. But Twitch support recently announced that they're experimenting with a new feature. They're experimenting with a new feature on Twitch to connect streamers and brands by making sponsor streams work better for their community. We're in the early stages of seeing what works, but want to give you a sneak peek. This month, you may start seeing sponsored streams, including streamer read ad support, blah, 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 blah. So for those of you who don't really know what this means, my guess is that Twitch is going to build some sort of interface that allows streamers and brands, advertisers, to communicate sponsor deals directly on the platform, which I don't really think I necessarily have anything against. YouTube does a very similar, like if we're just talking about the feature, right? Like YouTube does it, Twitch is doing it. TikTok, I believe, has a feature literally exactly like this, where if you're part of the creator fund on TikTok, there's a whole interface where you can communicate back and forth with a brand to figure out, you know, how much money you're going to get from a brand deal. It's really nice for creators, especially small creators who maybe aren't part of a talent agency or don't even know how to get started, don't know how to reach out to brands. It's a really cool way for them to kind of dip their feet in and learn about how to make sponsored content and what that process looks like, and even get in touch with brands, and I would argue get the opportunity to make money that they wouldn't otherwise make. Now, before we go any further, I also really want to preface, make it super clear, that I am not like a super pro Twitch guy. My name is Pro Henis, but I've been very critical of Twitch in the past. I'm not a huge fan of, I wouldn't say a big fan of a lot of their practices, but I've always, when I look at sort of the future of live streaming, if I was a betting man, I'd bet more on the success of like YouTube than Twitch. Twitch has seemed to make a lot of decisions recently that don't really seem to be like they have a strong long-term vision, or that they're very creator-centric, which I think they're going to need to be in order to be successful for longer, especially as YouTube continues to gain live streaming market share, and as new platforms like Kick and alternative platforms like Rumble come up and start to take some more viewership. But all that out of the way, a lot of people were really upset about this feature that Twitch announced. I believe Carl Jacobs had a really long response to this, a few tweets. He said, "This is such a malicious and manipulative band-aid solution for the fact that Twitch seemingly can't solve a way to become profitable. When I went to a Twitch summit, I got the chance to speak directly to higher-ups for the platform and was wildly unimpressed. Their entire time sitting with us was them expressing that they need to figure out a way to become profitable with no real worry about potential concerns of market share or even how to grow the market. You do not need to be profitable. You are an Amazon company." That's kind of like saying that like Mixer should have succeeded because they were backed by Microsoft. Obviously, it's a little bit more to that. Like these companies don't just have infinite like glitch money because they've got big platforms behind them. And I know Carl isn't saying that. I know he's just kind of making a bigger point. Focus on market share and pushing the live streaming market. Stop finding ways to exploit your creators. The fact even Kick survives in this landscape, which is a streaming service many look at as morally questionable, isn't a testament to how good they are, but how bad you are. I think it's wildly inhumane for the mass layout. I disagree with this statement too. I think it's wildly inhumane for the mass layoffs that have been happening. To pretend something like this is a necessity is genuinely evil. Look at how long it took YouTube to become profitable. Focus on making an irreplaceable product, but what do I know? So he slayed, he cooked. I will not deny that Carl Jacobs went off on Twitch here. I don't know if this is, I don't buy the argument that this is Twitch trying to put a band-aid on them having trouble making money. Like one thing, I don't really understand how the business works at a big scale like this, right? Like I'm not super confident on it, but I can make some educated guesses. A platform like YouTube doesn't survive because of a feature like YouTube Premium or YouTube TV or whatever those other like side monthly subscription packages that they sell are, because those are not very easily scalable. What is scalable easily is advertising, because you can sell one ad for $1 or you can sell that same ad for $10,000. That's scalable, right? That makes sense. When you have a fixed value on a product like YouTube Premium or Twitch Turbo or YouTube TV or any of these other services, it's not a great way for a company to scale their income, as far as I'm concerned. YouTube makes the vast majority of their revenue from advertising. And I'm pretty sure Twitch does too. They make the bulk of their money from advertising. The problem is I just don't think they split that very well with creators. Maybe they've done a better job at that recently. I don't know. I'm not really big on streaming on Twitch, so I don't really have a lot of confidence in speaking to that. But so that's why I kind of doubt that like Twitch is introducing this feature as a way to just simply make, as a way to fix their profitability issue. It just doesn't make any sense. There's no way Twitch is dumb enough to think that introducing a sponsored deal feature like this for creators is going to help them become not it would put such a small dent. I don't even think it would be measurable. That's my guess. I could be totally wrong, but from what I understand, that is my understanding of how that business side works. So the way I interpreted this announcement when I first heard it was, oh, cool. This is Twitch legitimately trying to add value to their platform. And a lot of people pushed back on that, even aside from the point that Carl Jacobs made by saying, hey, this is Twitch trying to take a cut of something that the creator should be getting anyways, right? Like Twitch already takes 50% of subs and 50% of bits. Why are they trying to take my sponsored money? It's like, hey, look, what you've got to recognize is the streamers that are complaining about this and who have that perspective, this feature is not for you. This feature isn't for streamers. I'm giving Twitch a big benefit of the doubt here, but I feel like you got to think optimistically. That feature that Twitch is introducing is for smaller creators that haven't even experimented with brand deals yet. Stream Elements does a very similar thing where you can just simply get like earn commission off of like affiliate signups. HelloFresh is a really big one. And so I don't think this is necessarily a net bad thing for Twitch to do. I think this is a fairly creator-centric thing. If we kind of step outside the bubble of like, oh, Twitch sucks, this kind of like, it's cool to hate on Twitch thing right now. I don't think this is really that bad of a thing. I think this is actually a cool feature long-term. I hope this helps creators that do use it learn to reach out to like agencies. But for now, for creators who don't have access to talent agencies to get them brand deals, especially because I'll say this as a creator with experience too, a lot of talent agencies that are willing to partner with extremely small creators oftentimes have very predatory practices too. I'll say, because they know that they can take advantage of smaller creators that maybe don't understand their value or don't understand their worth. And obviously Twitch is going to be taking a cut here too, but at least in this scenario, Twitch is forced to provide value to the creator. Whereas like, I would argue that like taking revenue from gifted subs, Twitch isn't adding any value there, right? I guess you could make the argument that like they've built the system to allow gifted subs and they have that culture, and like them building out this system of advertising and negotiating sponsor deals would be a very similar thing. But my argument is that I think the hate that Twitch got for this was a little unfair. Carl Jacobs wasn't the only one to respond. There were some other notable things. If things really aren't profitable, as you said, we're all in this together. Give everyone 70-30 sub split. Have streamers run ads for 2 to 3 minutes per hour. Subs get no ads ever. Continue to monetize in other ways. Like the above, like bounties, like ad incentives, blah, blah, blah. Nogla responds, skippable ads on Twitch. Why not? Seems to work with YouTube. I don't really know all the technicalities behind that. While this may make things more streamlined for some people, it honestly sounds like you're just trying to take a cut from sponsored content, unless I'm misreading something. I mean, yeah, there's multiple ways to take this. I think there's that. And then I think there's also the fact that like, you can look at it as, hey, this is Twitch providing, opening up a door for smaller creators that otherwise, I know I'm a broken record here, otherwise wouldn't have had the opportunity to make money off of sponsored content because they wouldn't have had the ability to get any sponsored deals. And these deals won't be great for small creators, but I think it at least allows them to get started. And having the platform fully integrate that, I think is a lot better for smaller creators too, who may not feel comfortable going off platform, the third-party services. I'm pretty sure Streamlabs offers some sort of sponsor thing. But just to give you guys a frame of reference, if I go to my YouTube dashboard, so this is in the Earn tab on YouTube, there's a tab called Brand Connect, which if you qualify for it, allows you to literally exactly what it sounds like, connect directly with brands through YouTube and negotiate all your ad deals right here. So YouTube does that, TikTok does it, Twitch does it. I don't think the principle of Twitch doing it is bad, and I think people are kind of jumping the gun and hating on Twitch a little too much for introducing a feature like this. So that's my 2 cents. I think people kind of need to give Twitch the benefit of the doubt in this scenario, which I know might be hard to do, but if you really compartmentalize and you take a step back and you just look at this for what it is, I feel like there's an opportunity for this to be a net positive for everyone.